So since 2005, growth is faster than at any time since the group was founded. We've doubled in size of 3 years ago. We have collective work in 8 cities and a presence, some form of presence in just as many other cities. So in a lot of these new places, we're recruiting among students, but also from the working class, and we have mostly oppressed nationality activists that we're bringing in cities where we have veteran comrades and long-standing organization. The majority of our groups are working class. So another thing, an unorthodox thing we did is we've started recruiting members, which are the basis of our organization's cadres, which are basically full-time organizers. We've started recruiting members who all they have to do is agree with our unity documents, which are back there on the table, pay us $20 and agree to help with events and fight back distribution and stuff like that. So it's a way of expanding our base amongst people who, for whatever reason in their life, can't commit to organizing full-time. So, and where we've managed to put that together, people are enthusiastic, and it's really good. So, on to the theory. Our basic ideological framework is Marxism-Leninism and proletarian internationalism. We uphold Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, and Mao, and we study their works as well as the works of others like Fidel Castro, Ho Chi Minh, Malcolm X, and others. As I said, the 1999 Declaration of the International Communist Seminar is important to us, and it's back on the table too, because it sums up some of the history of the communist movement and develops and draws some principles from the lessons that were learned from that. So for us, we see the central task of Marxist-Leninists as party building. We say there's no vanguard Marxist-Leninist party in the United States. There used to be. The Communist Party held that position from the 20s to the 1950s until it was degenerated by revisionism, until now it's a reformist organization. There's still, probably good Marxist-Leninists in that organization, but it's as an organization, it's hopeless. So in the 1970s, the new communist movement made some attempts at party building. In the 70s, it made left errors. Many organizations were formed. They said they were the party, and the other organizations that were formed also said they were the party, and they didn't get along, couldn't work together, and sectarianism drove it apart. In the 80s and 90s, you had groups like the League of Revolutionary Struggle that made big inroads in the mass work, but ended up selling out their organizations and joining the Democratic Party. It's a sad thing. Our organization, despite, we're not a party, we're a pre-party organization, but we're based on democratic centralism, meaning that we have an organizational structure, a hierarchy, and we have democracy with centralized guidance. So, along with that, it should be stressed that we see that there's a relationship between a party or a democratic centralist organization and mass movements, and that a Marxist-Leninist organization, which is required to have a revolution, in our opinion, requires a high level of unity to be a part of theoretical unity, of historical understanding, and all that stuff. But it requires millions and millions of people to have a revolution, which means a Marxist-Leninist organization has to broaden what it takes to do work and unite with others who don't agree with it. So that's our idea of a united front and working in and with mass organizations. So for us, the key to party building is winning the advance to Marxism-Leninism. That is the fusion of Marxism with the working class movement. And basically that means, in a lot of our work, working class people on the whole aren't Marxists. The working class movement isn't led by Marxists, and that all has to change, which means we have to work within those movements and win over the leaders and everybody else to revolutionary politics, especially Marxism. So it's important to note that we see an important role for students, and as we see it, communists should work among students for three main reasons. One, in and of themselves, the student movement can strike blows against the U.S. ruling class. Two, the activity of the student movement can spread advanced ideas to society as a whole. We see this with the Revolutionary Student Union and its videos on YouTube, good stuff. And three, advanced students can take up Marxism-Leninism and join the struggles of the working class and transform themselves into workers. Our basic organizing orientation is the mass line, which is a concept that was developed by Mao Zedong in the Chinese Revolution. And generally the phrase that you hear for this is from the masses to the masses, which is the short way of saying that communists should take the advanced ideas that are coming from the masses, concentrate them through revolutionary theory, refine what's correct in them, and bring them back to the masses to carry forward struggles. So that means organizing people around their immediate demands, but with a Marxist analysis of what's necessary and towards revolutionary goals. So this means that we have to look at the general, and there's a point about uniting the general with the particular. So the idea is that through particular struggles, the way people learn best is through struggle and participation. So you have to relate the general lessons that we want to draw about the system to the particular struggles and particular experiences in people's lives. So if we involve ourselves in a mass struggle over particular immediate demands, we sum that up, draw general lessons from it, bring that back to people, and raise people's consciousness. The last point about the mass line is Mao analyzes that there's an advanced, an intermediate, and a backwards element in everything. So you take any organization, and there's or a mass movement or whatever, and there's a group of advanced people that have ideas, they're receptive to Marxism and revolutionary politics, and they're leading things forward, and they want to fight. Then you have a broader section of the intermediate, and it's sort of just like your passive participants or whatever. Then you have the backwards who are holding things back. They're the Glenn Becks and Tea Partiers of the world. So the idea of the mass line is that you focus your energy on locating the advanced, organizing the advanced, bringing correct ideas to the advanced, and then the advanced bring those ideas to the intermediate, and you mobilize large portions of people in struggles. And you isolate the backwards. So for us, as I said before, with United Front, the core of that's the strategic alliance with oppressed nationalities. And for us, we see this is a particular thing about our organization that dates back to the Comintern, but we see there are two, or really three, oppressed nations within the borders of the U.S. that have a right to self-determination. And that is the African-American nation in the Black Belt South, the Chicano nation in the Southwest, and the Hawaiian nation. So Stalin in Marxism and the National Question gives a Marxist definition that Lenin accepted and said was the correct Leninist definition of a nation. That's that a nation is a historically constituted, stable community of people formed on the basis of the common possession of four principal characteristics, namely common language, common territory, common economic life, common psychological makeup, manifested in common specific features of national culture.